Welcome, guys, to our new podcast. It's actually the first episode ever. I'm Polly,
And I'm Joe.
and we're gonna basically dive into some Reddit stories and questions about relationship. Yeah, let's get started with the first one.
Hopefully we can help somebody.
We'll definitely help somebody. The first question is coming from a man who's 24-year-old, and he needs help with self-control with his girlfriend who's 24 as well. He says, to keep the long story short, my girlfriend has discovered she's been dealing with OCD. And now she wants nothing to do with me physically. All the thing I cherish about a relationship, back rubs, head scratching, cuddles, all of it she now can't stand. Every time I reach out to her, I'm reminded that she doesn't want my touch in any regard. She's going through a hard time in multiple facets, and I'm so tired of being sexually frustrated. Not that I don't want to force her to think away, but rather I'm disappointed in myself for losing so much sleep and thinking about her so much. It's been 3 months since we've even attempted to have sex, and more than 5 since we've both finished. We've gone through the ringer on our intimacy, including taking breaks, and I decided I'm just going to force myself to think differently. Well, that's not going so great. Every single night I'm in bed with her, I'm so compelled to reach out to her. I wake up finding myself moving closer and know I gotta move away so she's not uncomfortable. Trying to initiate intimacy, I feel like a creep because I know any answer besides no would just be for me and not for her. I hate feeling this way and I want to just be comfortable with somebody without sexual urges. Anybody have any thoughts?
Um, First of all, a few things I guess to clear up. It's been 3 months since they've attempted to have
5.
sex. 5 months since they both finished. 3 months since they've attempted.
Yeah.
So 3 months, first of all, is a long time to not. To not attempt and not talk about it. So first of all, there's got to be some discussion around the whole topic because it sounds like that they were intimate at one point, and then since she's gotten this diagnosis, that it's caused something to shift in the midst of it, and in that they still haven't found like a balance, which is why he's frustrated. But it's interesting to know that the diagnosis has had, I guess, some weight in this change in the dynamic of the relationship. And if that's the case, like, what is she OCD about? And in particular, like the back rubs, the intimate touch. So, like, what is it brought up?
I mean, that's what I'm thinking about. It's like, first, okay, OCD is obsessive compulsive disorder. Yeah, I would wonder like if already before it was an issue, because it must have been if she kind of like after knowing the diagnosis she felt like maybe more like comfortable like telling him that actually, yeah, no, I don't like that, it's not making me feel comfortable and all that, right? It's like it's not just, it doesn't come like this, you get me?
But yeah, no, unless there's something that like you've realized that made you come up with this change after the diagnosis. That's what's strange to me. It's like, what does the diagnosis of OCD have to do with all of a sudden this kind of like lack of intimacy on the part? Because it doesn't sound like that it doesn't sound like that she's unhappy with him, at least from what he's saying. But also, it's like if they haven't communicated in 3 months about attempting to have sex, then it obviously means that they haven't had a conversation about what makes her what forms of intimacy she does feel okay with. It feels like it's still kind of like hands off. He doesn't know how to no pun intended, touch the situation. But to, I guess, acknowledge what's happening. They need to talk about it. They haven't talked about it. It doesn't seem like, first of all.
Since when OCD has to do with like not wanting intimacy? Is it because he doesn't shower enough? Because
could be.
I mean, we're like, I don't know enough about OCD to talk about that. But the point is, he wants intimacy as most people like. She doesn't want. So
now she doesn't want.
She's not comfortable with that. She doesn't like it. She says she doesn't want it. She doesn't want the back rubs. She doesn't want anything with that is about touching her. he wants that. So the real question is, can he stay and be happy with someone who cannot give him what he needs, what he wants in terms of physical touch? Should he stay? Should he talk more and try to see if there's not like a middle ground here, or or should he maybe find another partner maybe that can give him that? That is, it's kind of complex.
I mean, yeah, because well, if you don't talk about it first to figure out where the lines and boundaries have now changed, then you're already fighting a losing battle based on what he said, that he's already feeling frustrated trying to reach for her at night and knowing that, or thinking that it might turn out like that she's going to feel uncomfortable or whatever, obviously so, because she's let that boundary be known. But I think at the same time, he hasn't communicated it enough to her to try to figure out, well, where he falls in this new dynamic of the relationship while she's figuring out her stuff with her mental health and also the importance of the relationship and what's her love language now, I guess is something to talk about.
Yeah.
And then also too is like there's certain urges and things that like is I mean, as a healthy young adult, that you can't put yourself on the back burner. You can't ignore yourself to try to fix one problem, because that's basically what is happening. You can't forget about like your needs and urges to the point of like putting someone else on a pedestal where your emotions and feelings don't matter anymore, but communication is what fixes that.
Yeah. And like one super important thing we haven't said yet, and I'm gonna say it here in front of the camera, is don't feel like a creep. You're not a creep for wanting like to have sex or just intimacy with your girlfriend. So that's the first thing that we should have said first, because you're not a creep. You like, it's normal to feel like the wish of intimacy. Now you're not getting it, and she doesn't want to give it to you because she's not comfortable with that. And that's an issue, because obviously there's different desire. I think that, like Joe said, what's important is to talk about it and see really where she's positioning herself for the future. If it's something that she really doesn't feel like she wants and need, and if you're okay maybe with either finding this intimacy somewhere else by, I don't know, maybe having, for example, an open relationship, if you guys are into that, to maybe have this kind of need um, found somewhere else, or it doesn't mean that he has to separate, but it's like, I personally think that like if I met someone who didn't want intimacy, it wouldn't go well with me because it's important to me. So I would not stay with that person if they never wanted that. But maybe he's different.
If it changes like that in the middle of the relationship with, I mean, obviously the diagnosis is a huge explanation for it, but it still got to go deeper than that. Like, I don't know what, like, is it something that she wants to even get back into? It sounds like it. Also, that there's maybe some trauma there that it's brought back up as well, and yeah, it's all things that like really kind of need to be communicated with for both parties. Like he needs to say that he's obviously like doing things to keep up with the relationship, like to communicate with her, respect the boundaries and everything. But when it becomes to the extent where you feel like you're losing yourself in it and you're frustrated, and it's gonna turn into resentment for this person too, because if it doesn't change and they can't provide you what it is that you need, then that's gonna create more distance between you than you trying to find something else to invest this sexual energy into, and it's something that you feel like you need for yourself, so it's gonna turn sour at some point.
I mean, yeah, if I don't know, like even if the guy is masturbating himself, like that can be a way, but it's not gonna replace the intimacy with the person, like the physical touch and everything. So it's like,
yeah, she's got diagnosed with OCD, and now I have a porn addiction. Like,
mean, not even a porn addiction, but
I mean,
I
it's like
mean,
if you're trying
maybe
to
maybe
replace like a
it.
certain level of intimacy with something else that doesn't include physical touch.
No, but like at least for himself, because like obviously if he has sexual urges, well, yeah, he might, like for example, maybe she doesn't like the touch, but maybe she would be open to like lie down in bed with him while he masturbates and while she's just like with him, not touching him, but together. You get me? Like it's a different thing, but like
Yeah, I'm like, bro. For me, if it boils down to that, and what I need at the end of the day is physical touch, that's gonna run its course too. So we need to explore
yeah.
other relationship
Yeah, but that's
dynamics
to
or
give him some
whatever.
options too,
Yeah,
because maybe he's okay with like certain things. We don't know.
yeah, but I don't know. I think that like to some degree, like when do you draw the line between it's like that I'm doing this for like us and for the other person because they need to? Like when do you reach a limit before you end up thinking like, damn, like this isn't for me anymore,
Mm,
or I knew that this wasn't for me from the beginning and I made certain changes to try to adapt to this person. But if
mm,
there's no wiggle room, especially when you put like mental health on the
mm.
table, that's a factor that's keeping like this level of intimacy from coming out. Depends on if the other person is willing to
Yeah.
explore help and also explore other options and to be self-reflective as well. If you are self-reflective enough to go in to get a diagnosis for OCD, then you should be able to figure out how to not let your diagnosis be in control of your life.
Yeah,
And it's
either she's gonna work on that and she will want to work on that and get physical touch again. Either she can accept him to be with other people, or um, or he needs to like be okay with being like asexual, like having no sex at all. Or if it's not okay,
sorry, I didn't mean that.
then he maybe, yeah, that's it, might not be working no more, because like you said, to a point you can make sacrifices and accept the other person, but like intimacy is so important for a relationship that you can't really like set it aside forever, because you're not going to be fulfilled and happy.
Yeah, man, I think you need to talk about it and like discuss different options as far as what she's willing to do. Is she continuing to get treatment? Also, for you, I think that anything this big, especially when it's dealing with a partner, it's always good to go speak to a professional about it too, especially when it's dealing with someone else
Together,
that's yeah,
can
even
even go
together.
together.
Like even for you, I think it's best first of all to understand like what you want in your romantic relationships and being intimate or whatever. What do you want from your partner, as well as like what your limits and boundaries are too. Is like if you feel like that you can live a life without
That is
physical
fulfilled.
intimacy with somebody, then that's up to you. That's also a lifestyle choice too.
Mhm.
But it should be a conscious choice and a decision, and not something that you look back on and thinking like, oh well, I did this
To
for this person,
Because I wanted
and
to
then
keep her, yeah.
because I wanted to keep her. And it's like, no, if it's meant to be, it'll be meant to be. The stars and everything
Everybody
will
needs to be
align,
happy in it.
and everybody's got to be happy. And I mean, there's
Yeah.
moments of compromise too,
Hmm.
but like, don't forget about yourself in the middle of it either too, because
Hmm.
obviously she's looking out for what she needs, and so I feel like that you should do the same. And if she has to go through this period of not being like sexual with anybody, then maybe she and the touch is obviously a thing too. Maybe she's giving all the signs that she actually needs space to figure this thing out on her own.
Yeah, maybe it's a matter of time too.
And maybe it's something
Or maybe there's
smaller than
something
this.
else too. Maybe
Yeah,
there's
maybe
something
it's
else too
something.
that he needs to ask her about. That she needs to be honest. Maybe there's another reason why she has this repulsion, or and maybe there's something else to dig in.
Also true too is like what has happened, and like if you has she gained weight? Have you gained weight? Is there like still physical attraction there on both parts? There's a lot of different like serious questions to ask, but
Not that you shouldn't have sex and no more because your partner gone weight. Let's
no,
not get
obviously
this
not.
twisted.
There are certain things that you end up acting on subconsciously that until you acknowledge it, then it's like, oh, you can blame it on your mental health as far as OCD, but was there something else that's not being named in the thing that has happened that's caused this to happen in the timeline of things, you know?
Well, yeah. I mean, let us know in the Reddit topic how it went, if it got better, or
I hope it gets
that'd
better.
be good. Next topic.
Next topic. So she says, today I've just had one of those bad days at work. I used to tell him everything. He used to be such a good listener. We broke up 2 months ago due to his life circumstances. He had life troubles, examples, money, career, and refused my help and suggestions. He initiated the breakup. I don't know if he really loves me, but boy, was it tough. It makes me sad that I couldn't reach out to him. We haven't blocked each other anywhere. Should I reach for him? Would he appreciate it? I just miss talking to him.
So, just to put the pieces together, it was a colleague. She used to go out with him. Is that correct?
No, so this is a partner that she actually was with.
A partner.
A partner that she was with.
She was with someone, and she misses the guy, and they haven't been in contact since they broke up. He broke up, or she broke up?
He broke up. He initiated.
He broke up. Why? She doesn't say.
Because of money and career choices. He's had life problems and refused her help and suggestions.
He refused her help. Girl, sorry, but I mean, no. I mean, to me, what's coming out here is like, if you're with someone, they've been together with for a few months, and then the dude is saying, I have money, career problems, and I want to stop this relationship, can be understandable when you're stressed and everything. Sometimes you don't have the space to be in a relationship, even if the person is nice and all that. But when you don't even take advices, or it's like it feels like he's declining, pushing you away a little bit, and it doesn't sound like he's cherishing this relationship. So I mean, if you miss him, like, you can try again to get in contact and see his response, if he's warmer, if he's open to something else. But I wouldn't insist. If he's not replying, if he's a bit cold, I would leave it there, because right now there's not much sign that he wanted to maintain this relationship. Obviously, it's understandable that she still likes him and is a bit hurt, and maybe she wants to, contact him back again. But
I mean, like she said, it sounds like they have like history, because she said he used to be a good listener. What? I used to tell him everything. And then they broke up 2 months ago due to his life circumstances, which is, he initiated the breakup. Lets me think that obviously there's a bit of ego there, which a lot of guys, when they're trying to get into something and they want to be solid, they want to have it all together, they want to have a life and a career, and especially when somebody offers help too, is when it makes you feel more vulnerable. And I'm speaking like on a guy's level. Not necessarily all guys think like this, but if someone sees that you need help and they offer it, there is a little sense of like, okay, it's good to be seen, obviously, to where people can offer you help, but then it can also be interpreted as like, oh shit, like they can see I need help, like I'm vulnerable, I don't have it all figured out, and they notice it. Yeah. And that sticks out to a guy, and you want it to, and I think most people want to feel like they have it all figured out.
Of course they do. But it's like, look at, like, I mean, if you have the love of your life, you're not going to let her go away because you're not exactly where you want to be. And that's a fact. It's hard enough to find the person that, like, if it was her, he'd still be there, or he would have reached back to her because he misses her, because he doesn't want to lose her. Like, look at you and I. It's like you aren't always in the best situation or whatever. Is that what, like, would you have leave?
No, because I was in a stage of my life where I understood that my financial career situation can always change. I was old enough when we met, by the time we met, to understand that, like, it's not always going to be like this. And I think that you had reached that point too, which is why things were able to work out the way that they were during those times. I think also the fact that I mean, this is cool though,
Maybe they're
because it
young.
shows that she's showing that they haven't blocked each other, that she doesn't know if he really loves her or not. There's what it always boils down to is communication. It's like people haven't asked enough questions before it gets too far, and then they just want answers and clarity on something. It's not necessarily regret. They just want to know.
I mean, question is always good. It's true. I mean, it's like she can ask him a few questions to know really how he felt about her, and if there's any maybe desire to have something in the future, maybe if he feels more comfortable, or if she should leave it there and be clear. Asking for more clarification can be good. We don't know if they're young, if
yeah, they didn't leave much.
But yeah, I mean, if he really means that much to you, I would say ask him clear questions, right? And if he doesn't reply, if he's not very clear in his response, let it go.
I'd say so too. It sucks though, because there's some. I mean, I'm sticking up for the guys now, okay, and people that just in general that because I've been on the other end of this and also been the person too that didn't know what I was going through in the moment, didn't know how to communicate it. My actions, I was doing things that even in the moment I couldn't explain either, but I felt that me getting into I guess putting myself on an island was going to help me figure it out, which normally isn't the case. It's like it's good to have people around that notice you, that you can be vulnerable around, and to like offer you the space to be like, yo, like if they're offering suggestions like what she said she did, like it's because they want to see you better. It's not because they want to see you worse off. So,
but I mean, when you have good people around you that give you good suggestions, you always keep them. But when you have, let's say, when you are with someone that maybe you don't want to be with, you set boundaries, and it feels like he set boundaries to me. And it's like when you want to be with a person, when you have a person you really want to be with, you're present. That's why it's like if a man wants to be with a woman, he's gonna let her know.
Yeah, that's true.
That's it. You don't hide from that. I mean, or at least he would have made it clear. He would have said, I really, really like you, and I would like things to be different, but right now I'm feeling too overwhelmed. I need to focus on myself, But if he didn't communicate these things, he's not interested,
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one though, because like, yo, like the money and the career is the main reason why.
It's
like you want to be, it's a bit of an excuse, like a bit of a cop out, like just say, maybe there's something else there that he's not able to like be truthful with or to speak out loud, because sometimes like whatever it could be, whether it's attraction or whatever, sometimes it's after some time you might realize it too, and it's like it's easier to say, it's like, oh, well, I don't have time right now, like let's do this because I got all this going on with work or looking for work or whatever, and it makes it easier to say than it's like, I thought I liked your gap tooth, but turns out, which probably isn't the case. Like it sounds like that he offered a lot of time to you as well. Because if you said that he used to tell him everything,
I mean,
he was such a good listener,
if they were
bro.
Together,
like,
I mean, obviously, when you start dating, you're present, unless you're an asshole. But
well, yeah.
But and then when you reach a point, let's say that you're not interested anymore, or that it doesn't match, and you don't know how to get out of it.
One thing I'm not cool with though is like, especially if there's been this exchange of information, like they know each other, they know of each other enough to be like, yeah, they dated.
Yeah.
So to go from like dating and having all of this time and energy invested into each other, and then to feel like that you can't reach out to him anymore. I think that
when you break up, sometimes you don't want to have the person, especially if you feel that the person loves you and you don't love them. You don't want to keep that open for them,
Yeah. I think it's worth, first of all, like you exploring like how you feel about him, because there could have been a little bit of codependency there because you were speaking to him a lot. You said he was a good listener and everything, and maybe that's the thing also where there's that you liked him, and
doesn't
that
mean
was
she's
something.
Codependent. She just likes spending time with him.
Yeah, but that could be something too, as well, just to.
We don't know.
I mean, I don't know if somebody breaks up with you, and then like, if you can't question whether or not you really loved him, like if you don't know for a fact.
She said she doesn't know.
She said she doesn't know. I don't know if he really loves me.
But yeah. So
but boy, it was tough. It's like, so how do you feel
obviously
about him?
She loves him because she wouldn't go back. She wouldn't be still thinking about him a month later if she didn't like him, you know.
But that's what I'm saying. Like the
doesn't
time.
Doesn't mean codependent because you love someone. You know what I mean?
But what I'm saying is the fact that she shared intimate time with him, that she's shared all of her things going on with work. She wants to speak with him because she's had a bad day at work.
Yeah, normal. Yeah, that's how you should do when you have a partner.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, in this guy in particular, who's initiated a breakup with her, that she still feels the need to go back to him and to seek something out with him. That's where I'm saying the codependence lies. Is the fact that she shared so much with him over however long it was that the fact that he's not there is and obviously doesn't want to be because he initiated a breakup, and that's an issue for her. That's the problem. You know, that's what I'm saying.
That's
that could be a problem. Not saying that that's the major thing, but
that's what happens when guys are not very specific, and when they're like vague, and when they're like, I don't want to be with you like right now because I have work issues. Obviously she might still think like, okay, well maybe he's better now and I miss him, and you get me? So yeah, it's complex when things are not very clear, because I think he maybe hasn't been super clear on that
verdict.
Yeah, let us know if you have some news from him. If you contacted him.
Me personally, I say it's probably not worth it. Give him space. Like, it's cool to spend time away and to invest it with people who actually want your company and who you actually value their company as well.
Yeah, than chasing someone who's not available for you.
Chasing somebody who's not emotionally available for you, and even to take suggestions and help from you too. It's like, bro, where would I be if I didn't learn how to accept people's help? You know, especially be able to like, just be vulnerable around.
I think it's different contexts. It's like people put like barriers when they're trying to get away from someone. Like, okay, well, guys, thank you for watching this first episode of the Messy Podcast. We'll be back
with Hotline, bro.
Oh yeah, I keep saying the Messy Podcast, no? On the Messy Hotline. We'll be back with more questions soon. See you soon.